comments and stuff, no?
What do you mean? We're live now anyway.
We're live, but usually I can see comments, no?
If you go onto YouTube, you will.
Okay.
I don't know why you're so confused.
I don't know why I'm so confused either.
Like, you need another phone to get your comments up, you know.
All right, okay. Well, I thought the last time I was why come on? Maybe that's when you were with me.
Yeah, because we went at the moment. We will we're not direct live, we're going through Zoom, so we are.
Yes, that's right. But I also thought maybe it's because I had a phone in front of me, which I have now. So
this is a riveting way to start any live.
yes, sorry. Anyway, guys, hope everyone is well.
Pez Power Productions, lol, hi. Pez Power Productions.
Chris on, is he?
Chris is on.
My man.
My man.
What is the crack, Chief?
An awful lot. This live is called I Went Too Far, because I went too far last night.
I have it. I have it now. I see it. Sorry, guys. I'm technically absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
And wait, now one more thing. I should have been more prepared for this. We're about a half an hour late at the start. As it starts. How do you get the comments up? I was able to get comments up the last time.
Just going on to live comments, mate. Shane Masterson, how are you doing, mate? Hope you're keeping well.
Shane.
Chris Pez has made a rude joke about something. He's like, every time I see live pop up in hopping in, lads. Hey Chris, how's the new camera? The new camera is, yeah, it's great, man. Got a little Blackmagic 4K pocket camera.
It's an unbelievable piece of equipment.
Yeah, it's just getting used to doing. It's a lot more work, but it's good. It's good to have something. So it's good to get something, a decent little camera, you know. So
yeah, the thing is now we need to
use it.
We need to use it. We need to create some content.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys. We are on the first live this week. Hope everyone is well and happy. I'm going to do my Book of Dreams segment now. Start off the podcast, and I've already had a suggestion for this, Chris.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna tell you the dream I had last night.
Well, you can hold on. I might do two this time.
I could just tell you the dream. I'm not sure if there's much meaning behind it, really.
Okay. Go on.
Go for it. Go with your suggestion.
Right. Amanda's probably watching this right now. Has dreams that he's dropping eggs.
He's dropping eggs.
Yeah. That he's actually, if he can comment exactly what it was again, that he keeps walking into places and it has eggs and he keeps dropping them. Is that what it was? I can't remember now. Hold on. Egg. It just goes to see food. Smashing eggs. No. Breaking stuff, maybe. Shane, explain there what it was again.
Well, Shane Masterson, was it?
Yeah. I'm not going to mention any names, though.
It was confidential, was it?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Deutsch, food. Just it directed me to food.
Okay, go for that.
Yeah, but I honestly don't think. Oh, hold on. Food.
We're well prepped for this anyway.
Yeah, sorry about this, guys. I'm just after having another long Zoom call to America about lots of stuff coming up down the line that's going to interest everyone. Eggs. To see or eat eggs in your dream symbolizes fertility, birth, new beginnings, your creative potential. But you see,
So if he's smashing eggs, is it the opposite? Is he infertile?
hold on. To see cracked or broken eggs in your dream. Hold on. Now I have it.
Go for it.
Okay. To see cracked and broken eggs in your dreams donates potential misfortunes and feelings of vulnerability. Alternatively, it could mean that you may be breaking out of your shell. That's a really positive way of looking at it. Breaking out of your shell and being comfortable with who you are. To see brightly colored eggs in your dreams symbolizes celebration of a happy event, but to dream of rotten eggs signifies loss. You may have allowed some situation to turn for the worse. To see fish eggs in your dreams represents an idea that has emerged from your consciousness. So basically, there was only two lines. To see cracked or broken eggs in your dreams, potential misfortune and feelings of vulnerability. Alternatively, if you want to look on the positive side of things, it could mean that you're breaking out of your shell now and being comfortable with who you are.
Interesting. So he's infertile.
Oh, he's definitely not infertile. Anyway, well, tell me about your dream.
Well, this is either a dream or it was a drunken stupor. I can't really fucking figure out which, but I was dreaming that I was in the car and I couldn't get out of first gear, and every time I went to start it up, I would just keep on banging into the house, so I was stuck, and I just kept on trying to start her up. And I put the clutch in, but it would still fucking jolt forward and just crack off the house. And you want
sure that didn't happen. That's pretty much your driving all the time.
But this is it, maybe. Yeah, so, and I couldn't figure out what to do, so I just kept on doing it.
Okay. Well, you're analysing your own dream there, Chris. Keep talking.
Well, to be honest, I took the proverbial piss last night, Stephen.
Yes, I've seen a couple of videos of you. Where were you?
I was at a gig.
And where was I there?
Myself and Trey Smith.
Very good.
We got to hang out. Trey's in good form.
Very good.
Moving to England. But we got fucking smashed on a fucking school night.
Yeah.
And
they looked like there was a gang of you. There was a few of you in your videos.
Sure, I didn't have a clue who any of those people were.
It was not a bad thing.
And then so Nick Oliveri, we were there with Nick Oliveri, and should have put it in reverse. Well, it was a dream, and in fairness, I was drunk, so maybe I should have been in reverse myself. But then I brought a gang of cunts back to the house here.
You did not.
I did, yeah.
So, yep.
I don't know why I did it, but it didn't impress the other people that live here. Let's put it that way.
I bet.
I'm keeping very quiet now. It might even make me want to go down to Mayo at the weekend to hide.
Come down to Bank Holiday.
Yeah, we'll probably do that. But yeah, that's the way it works. It was a wild night out, and it was a very late night, and today was a complete write-off. I don't know why I did it to myself, but I did.
Yeah, what time did you finish up?
Lord fucking knows.
So what band did you go see again?
Band called Stoner.
Yeah, metal band, I presume.
So you know Queens of the Stone Age?
Yeah.
So the fella that used to play bass guitar in Queens of the Stone Age, a fella called Nick Oliveri. He's the front man in this band. So it was a good night out.
So where was it?
It was in a club called Opium.
Where's that?
Beside Whelan's. It's owned by Wheels.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Very good. Very
So,
good.
and then
I do like nights in Dublin. Someone's like when I was younger, Dublin scared me.
sometimes I come away thinking it's scary too.
Yeah.
Like this morning, I was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm so scared right now.
Well, yeah, but over the years, I grew to love that. Like I was always a Galway person. Galway was just the right size, just the right temperament, and
Dublin's way better crack than Galway.
over the years, then Dublin just turned to be way better crack. Look, you can always have great nights in Galway too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of gone off going out in Galway, to be honest.
In Galway, you can get drunk, and you sort of. It doesn't matter if you get drunk. You sort of make your way home anyway. You cannot get that drunk in Dublin, really.
Well, I tested that theory last night, and I'm telling you now.
In fairness, we've tested it a few times, but usually we're with friends anyway. And the only time I got that drunk in Dublin was the night of one of the nights that we done a gig in the Workman's, and I ended up pulling a security guard out of his car.
Yeah, that was good crack.
That was mighty. I'm sure the security guard didn't just find it that way.
Fuck him. I tell you, I was out last Saturday night and we were in Fibbers, and I was talking to Owen Colgan, and myself and Collie were having a laugh, and there was these two fellas so the smoking area in Fibbers, they obviously the back of the living room as well, and Madison's, and so it's a massive area, and we were standing in the middle, we're having a smoke, and two lads came over and they were chanting Collie, and one of them was all excited and the other fellow was a bit moody, and I was looking at him, and he what he was wearing was making me laugh, and he gets a bit thick with me, and he goes you're looking at me funny, and I said, well, you're dressed funny. And he goes, what? Why do you say that? I said, he was wearing he's wearing a matching tracksuit bottom and matching tracksuit top, and he's wearing Nike Air Max with the tongue out. And he goes, why do you say that? I said, my sister dresses her son, who's 18 months old, the same way. And he did. I go, you dress like a toddler, mate. He goes, he wasn't happy at all. I just thought it was hilarious.
But he wasn't happy. What time was that at?
I don't know. It was mad o'clock.
He shouldn't have been in it. Like, would you wear a tracksuit out on a night out in Dublin?
Definitely not. If I was wearing a tracksuit out, I wouldn't be wearing a full tracksuit kit like I'm going playing in fucking Old Trafford directly after.
Wow. You know? Yeah, I definitely wouldn't wear a track. No, I know some people do. It's became a trend that people don't even bother putting on jeans anymore. They wear tracksuit bottoms and tracksuit tops. Like, I just don't get it. If you're out, you're out.
Ah, stuff.
Maybe it's me. I don't know.
Shane Hall says a typical Scanger attire. That's exactly what it was. It was fucking typical.
You know what? The cut, and it's problem with society. People have gone so create hard men, soft times create soft men. I don't think that's the direct quote, but it's opinions and this Sioux culture and all these regulations and restrictions. Yes, they're grand. Don't get me wrong, that they're there for a reason. But fuck me, I think it's gone too far.
Yeah, maybe. It's like you can't have one without the other. Like, unions are important because at the end of the day, corporations and big money interests are always going to screw you if they get the chance.
I know that, but even in the like the public sector.
Well, the public sector is full of soft cocks.
Yeah.
It's the most wasteful.
There's some absolute troopers in it, but then there's just too many lackeys.
Yeah. Fuck it. It's full of lackeys, sir.
Yeah, full of lackeys. And I'm sorry to say it, but a lot of them are the younger generation coming through, and it's not everyone, of course, but
they're all wearing full tracksuits.
Yeah, well, I don't know where the tracksuit brought us onto this, but I just feel like people feel like the feel.
Shane Hall says, looked like he fell out of a window of Champion Sports. He actually did. It was hilarious.
Entitled is the word I was looking for.
Ah, shut up.
I don't know. Well, maybe it was our generation. Even though I'm talking like I'm ancient here. Maybe I'm.
Yeah, and in fairness, you are a lot older than me, so you know.
I'm not a lot older than you. It's the beard, man. If I shaved it off, I'd be 10 years younger than you.
Really? But you know this all day today. It was very much like you, and I know you've had days like this where you're like, I went too far last night, and now I just want to hide away from everything.
Oh, look, I've had too many of them days to like. I remember a time when we used to be able to go out, get up the next day, and there's not a bother, no problem at all. And you'd go up, you do a day's work, and then you do it again the next night. Now it's like fuck me the blues. Unless you go drinking straight away, it's just your brain shuts down. It's like blur.
Yeah, in fairness, now I've had a couple of fucking heavy sessions over the last week, so might give it a wide berth. It's like all duck or no dinner.
Yeah, sure. That's just the way we are. And of course, it's a hard time to not do that with so many bank holidays running into each other.
Oh, stop!
Like I have a bank holiday coming up this week, and then at the end of the month, I'm doing them 2 shows with Farmer Michael in Belfast and Derry, and that's a bank holiday weekend up there too.
Oh yeah, that's the weekend of the Roy Gallagher Festival as well.
I don't know, is it?
I think so, yeah.
The 28th, the 28th and 29th?
I think it's that weekend. I'll check now.
Wow, I might spin over from Belfast before I go to Derry.
Yeah, definitely. Why not?
Check it out there. I'd love to. I've never been to the Rory Gav. I've always wanted to go.
Oh man, it's fucking great crack. I'm checking it out now while we talk.
I was just, for anyone that doesn't know, I'm just watching this. I've done a podcast with that. Did you get to listen to that David Cuddy podcast?
I haven't got a chance to listen to it yet. Yeah. So it's 2nd to the 5th of June is the
the week after. Interesting.
See, no, that's the bank holiday weekend in the north.
Yeah.
It's the 2nd of June that the bank holiday is here.
So June is a bank holiday too?
No, but the north is the week before.
I know that because it's the end of the month in the UK. So June has a bank holiday, but July doesn't, isn't that it?
Yeah, so there's a bank holiday at the start of May, and then there's a bank holiday at the start of June.
Oh, and we're just after bank holiday as well with Easter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like I've done no work at all the last couple of weeks. Every week. I think I've worked fucking 3-day weeks or 4-day weeks for the last month.
I know, it's great. Remember, like in school when all these days you'd be doing 1 week and then you'd have 1 week off, and that's what it sort of happens over this time.
Yeah. Oh, unreal.
And then when you were in school, you thought you had it hard.
Oh, stop! Fucking, you didn't know how lucky you were. How fucking handy your life it was. Like, yeah,
I know. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, well, we've done that David Cuddy podcast and really enjoyed it. Got a great response. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. We'll be doing something again. He might even come to the launch here.
Deadly.
Yeah.
He's Galway based, isn't he?
He's not actually. His studio is in Galway. I thought he was from Galway.
Okay.
But he's actually a Portlaoise man.
Okay.
And he had to drive back up to Portlaoise after we done. But the studio, like, I learned a lot, and I hope to be bringing that forward into our podcast as well. The studio, do you know what? I realize as well, the studio makes an awful difference to be in the room with the person.
100%.
Yeah.
But we know ourselves that the bar that you're sitting in is nice, but it's not cozy.
No, I know that. Yeah.
It doesn't. So we have to look at where we podcast, because that actually makes a big difference to how we
Usually, and of course, if we're bringing people here as well, it's not conducive. It's not,
yeah.
it's not to get here. Like it'd be better if it was in a studio in a town or in a more easier to locate area. So that's something we have to look into as well. So yeah, I learned a lot from the man himself.
Plus, it would be nice to be able to just leave our gear set up.
Yeah.
It's
So
somewhere nice.
we have it set up here, but sure, the couple of people are using it, and when you come back, then it's thrown in the corner. There's dust all over it, or there's fucking something spilt on it, and it's just a nightmare.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Sure.
So yeah, but listen, we'll next podcast is Guinness Guru in beer launch.
The Porco horror one will be out.
Oh yeah, well that one is already in the bag. We were going to get before go. Speaking of Porco horror, what happened on Sunday?
Yeah, I didn't think he was too bad.
No, Porrick was grand. What happened to the team? What happened the whole day?
Poor performance. I'm looking at the way the squad is playing and the way that they have not progressed at all.
None.
And tactically, they're very naive. They're like, I know I was given out.
It has to come from the sideline.
But they're not making any changes.
No change. Like there was no direction there, and finally the penny dropped with about 10 minutes to go, but it was too late.
Yeah, I think that the team itself, they look a little uninspired.
They sort of do. I actually, I have a theory that there's a little bit of a divide.
I think so too. Yeah. I
I
think there's a little bit of player power, which is never good in a dressing room.
Oh.
I think the team needs a little bit of an overhaul.
Yeah, I think, and I really admire James Horn. I just think he's brought them as far as he can bring them.
I can't see how he's going to get them going further. I don't know.
Like there was a time there, like whether you like Aidan O'Shea, you don't like Aidan O'Shea. He has done an awful lot of work for Mayo, and when he has the ball, he can be a playmaker. There was a time there the other day. He was looking around. He was actually waving.
Yeah,
he had the ball in his hand. He was waving at people to make themselves available.
Yeah.
He actually just went, hello, like there's a whole section here of the field that there's no player on.
Yeah, Oshie Mullins pulling up with a hamstring injury again.
Yeah, well, I actually think he shouldn't have started.
No, and I think that like we don't have as many line breakers as we did. So Enda Hessian came on. He didn't do that. He wasn't doing much when he came on.
But again, them substitutes were made too late. McLaughlin came on. He made a difference when he came on, but again, too late.
Yeah. At least McLaughlin can kick. He's a good kick passer at the ball. Like.
Yeah,
but I think
Ormsby came on, and that kicked the Lord save us. I was right beside it. I was like probably the closest to it.
I saw you on the TV.
Did you again?
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
So you were down behind the goal again.
I was down behind the goal. At what stage did you see me in the game on the television?
I'm telling you this much: you weren't happy. I know. Yeah. I was going to take a photo of you on the TV again, but I just couldn't be arsed.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah,
I wasn't in the humor for it that day. I was like watching the game, and I was just like, where they have no one to take the game by the scruff of the neck. That game was there for the taking, big time.
Oh, 100%. Like Galway were good on the day, but they're not going to be in the All-Ireland final.
That's the type of day that you need someone like Killian or Diarmuid O'Connor or Aidan O'Shea, one of your big names to step up, take the team by the scruff of the neck, and pull the team over the line. Every team can have a performance like that. And maybe confidence was a bit low after Kerry, but the performance was poor.
Yeah, it was.
And
but there was no urgency. There was no urgency.
No. And you don't have line-breaking runners. See, when we had Colin Boyle, Lee Keegan in the half-back line, right, we had runners that were going forward. Stephen Cohen is not. He might talk very well and he might represent James Horn very well, but he is not a captain.
He's not even an intercounty footballer in my eyes, and I hate saying that.
Yeah, his brother Darren he's a better footballer, but he's a bit erratic now in front of goals as well. So I thought he would become good, but
I don't know. Like, part of me was like, Jesus, I actually wish that it was just knocked out at this stage, because I can't go through another day of pain. I can't go through 3 days of pain in a row.
Yeah. I'll tell you this much, getting through the qualifiers will be fucking hard anyway.
Of course it will, because now you're up against Division 1 and Division 2 teams no matter what you do.
Yeah. So,
and again, there's a massive break now to the next game. It's what, 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a strange one. Like, if you're going to win the All Ireland, this thing about sure Mayo need game time. What?
Like Kerry need game time.
Yeah. Do you think Kerry or Tyrone or Dublin need game time? Do you think they need to go through the back door? Sure, O'Shea needs the time on the pitch. Bullshit. If you're good enough, you should be able to win an All Ireland. You definitely shouldn't be losing at home to go with.
Yeah, we won't win anything this year, I'll tell you that much now anyway. And coming through the league, the first couple of games through the league, we were like, do you know what, he's rotating the squad, he's making the squad bigger.
But gone back to the same thing as soon as the championship, as he always does.
Yeah. They haven't done it, they're not doing anything different.
No. But anyway,
read out some of these comments. So Christy Bradley says, brilliant podcast with David Cuddy. Never knew French was so talented. Love the magic mushroom story. Come to Oldcastle, County Meath. There'll be plenty to pick up. The Cairns identical to New Range. And then Shane Hall says, it's that pesky priest curse. You need to tog out yourself, Cowboy, to spruce up that front line. It would be a terrible idea. I'm not gonna lie.
If I had my time over again, I would definitely. But if I could run back then, like I can run now, I would have at least tried out for football.
But because you can run doesn't mean you'd be any good at football.
That's not what I said, Chris. I said I would have tried out. Sometimes you don't have to be good. Sometimes you need a bull mentality. Sometimes little brute ignorance will get you through, and we just don't have that.
If it was ignorance that was needed to be a footballer, you'd be fucking starting every game.
I sort of set that up for myself.
Yeah, you did, yeah. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. I know there's not that many watching at the moment. It's about 10 or 12 watching, but jump into the comments. It's cozy little chat with the lads.
We're really cozy. It's like there's no one watching. It's just like me and you are just having a conversation.
Which, yeah.
Sometimes it veers off like that. Do you know what we need to do? We need to have a plan to start off the podcast, because I always feel that we always get better into the podcast the further we go into it, and it's just about getting relaxed.
Yeah.
No, and sometimes we just need to like a bang, like in the live shows where there's a couple of belters right away just to settle you in.
Yeah. You come up with them and tell me what you want to do, and I'm all for it.
Maybe I can come on naked.
Yeah. I'm not sure how. I don't know how quickly we could get banned.
Right. Would YouTube ban for
that? Yeah, I'm not sure if you could put porn on.
How would they even know?
Oh, they will know.
Or will they?
Oh,
Are they like a person that's looking out for big dicks all the time?
it would be a strange audience that we'd get. And
Okay.
not saying that our own audience isn't strange.
Okay.
Because if you're listening to this, you
No,
know
you
you're
could try out anyway.
listen. I'm not going to stop you.
Fair enough. Speaking of strange audiences, I done a show with Fred Cook, not a strange audience, but there were. I done a show with Fred Cook and Brian Gallagher.
Two
Not last
solid men, two solid lads.
before. We were doing the it was a charity gig, and the family were just incredible. But we landed up anyway, and they looked after us something unbelievable in not Portlaoise, but the town after it, Abbeyleix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there was a great crowd going to be at it, and that was fine. And there was this hypnotist that was meant to go on before us, and he was meant to start at 8 o'clock, but he didn't land until 9:05. Now, Fred, and this is the experience that Fred has.
Yeah.
Fred said we should go on first because a hypnotist it'll draw the energy from the crowd. B, he's too late. He's way too late, and he has a long show. Like he has interactive. And I was like, in the back of my head, I was like, no, I don't mind going on later. The later, the better for me, as I was thinking. So the hypnotist goes on.
You should learn. You should have learned from how drunk people get.
I know that. But I was like, well, this is a charity gig, so people aren't going to get too drunk. I thought to myself. Boy, was I wrong.
Fucking that! Come on, you're fucking. Yeah. I've heard you say some absolute nonsense, but that was fucking grade A.
I know. I was, but then again, I was enjoying the pints as well. But looking back now, we should have gone on first because the hypnotist went. Not only was he an hour and 5 minutes late, he went on 20 minutes later than he was meant to go on. So then, of course, they had to draw an interval. And that meant that we didn't go on until nearly 11 o'clock. Now, by this stage, it was like cackling hens, about 200 and whatever cackling hens. But it was no fault of theirs. They were out already for 3.5 hours, 4 hours. The drink was on. We were in a massive room. It was great lighting and everything. It was a fine hotel. So I went on to the normal. I changed it up a bit because Pete wasn't there, but I went on to the normal sort of music and everything like that, and I knew straight away, didn't matter what I done, it was a waste of time. It was just like you were hitting pockets here and there. They were gone too far. So I learned the next time we do the gigs, we'll start them on the time that we're saying that we're going to go on, and
you're going to kill any hypnotists that are watching this.
Yeah.
Gonna fucking throttle them.
No, actually, he was good, but Fred was right. He drained the goodness from the audience, and there was too much of it. There was too much of it. Then a massive delay in us starting back again. Sure, it was gone. So again, a bit like one of our own shows down in Kerry. The crowd was lost because they were just too excited, way too excited. So it didn't matter like what you did.
My old fellow years ago, when he was young, he was in England in his 20s, wherever. He went to the pub one night. There was a hypnotist at it, and he was having a couple of pints, and the hypnotist did this thing where you have to lock your fingers into your hand. And anyone that couldn't unlock their fingers had to come up and participate in the show. Anyway, my old fellow wasn't going to do it. And then the man said, "I should fucking give it a go, will you?" And he did this, and he said he couldn't unlock the fucking hands. He said he was fucking pulling and pulling and pulling. His hands were fucking locked. And he was like, bollocks. Because the last thing in the world my father wants to do is go up on the stage.
Yeah, okay.
And so he's stuck. And he said, I wonder if he was trying to figure out any other way than going up on stage. He said that he couldn't drink pints like this for the rest of the night.
Okay.
So he said he had to go up on stage. He got hypnotized. The lads were taking the piss. We've got a couple of super chats in the mix. So Christy
Oh, yeah.
Bradley, you absolute legend. Thank you for the fiver. And Patrick Clelty, the man himself. He loves just throwing a few pounds our way for.
Patrick just came on.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
What's the story, Patrick? We haven't been on live. What is the crack? Any news for us? I can't see the comments, so Chris, you're going to have to shout them out.
Yeah, I've got one or two more comments to go through as well. So Christy Bradley was asking how Cowboys' fathers conspiracy theories. Well, if there's a man that can find conspiracy theories, it's your father.
It's gone beyond a joke, man. It's literally, I just...
Every day, all day, every day.
All day. If he's not out in the garden or not doing something, he's in watching Trump or Biden or COVID. And I'm just like, do you not get sick of that shit?
Yeah. There's only so much of it you can watch.
You know, it's not even in our country, like.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's only so much shit you can hear about Joe Biden or Donald Trump. It's the same narrative. It's the same piss take. It's the same channels. So they're gonna feed the same, you know, like fodder for your brain. It's just it.
Yeah. Sometimes, sometimes when I go into your gaff and like all the lights are turned off in the gaff, except the blue light from the screen just illuminating your father who's asleep in the chair.
Yeah.
It's like blaring at him about Donald Trump and what he could do for America.
But even if you're sort of asleep, that's going into your brain.
It's in your subconscious, yeah.
Yeah, which is weird as well. And look, there's fucking crazy stuff going on in the world, mental stuff, but there's fucking nothing we can do about it.
Yeah. It's fucking mental.
Just take care of your own thing and do what you feel is. If your life is going good, well then brilliant. Continue on down that lovely path of beautiful existence. And if your life is shit, or if it's not going well then try and do something about it. After that, there's nothing you can do.
Well, I tell you this much, right? We one thing's for sure. Watching Fox News all day isn't going to make you happy.
No, it's not. It's like watching EastEnders on repeat.
At least with EastEnders, you know that's fucking lie. Like Fox News, if you believe that they're telling you the truth, or any of these, it could be RT, it could be anything. Like, but there's something about
any news channel that tells you to subscribe to its YouTube channel continuously. There's something fucking wrong there.
Yeah. It's
or subscribe to this, and I want to know. There's this one that goes. I want to know that you're getting the most informative and best information out there, and the only way I'm going to realize that is if you hit that subscribe button. It's like Martin Maloney.
Yeah.
But at least Martin is doing it to be funny. These are doing it to try and convince you that they're telling the truth.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, that's just a call to action, just trying to get people to more subscribers, the better. Which kind of ties in your own audience.
So, by the way, if anyone's watching this, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Or that's all we want. Chris Pez goes, I always find it fascinating how much American news you guys ingest. I don't think.
Well, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, I try not to, but it's fed to you as well.
Yeah, it's just there. Patrick goes, nothing too wild, gents, recovering from coming back from Lisbon with a few hatchets. Lisbon, what a city. Fucking perfect time of year to go as well, man.
Did he say he's just recovering from COVID?
No, he went over with a few hatchets. So.
Oh, okay. What's a hatchet?
Down the hatch, I'm guessing.
Oh, okay.
Is it? I don't know. That's the way I read it.
I'm sure you can go over for actual hatchets.
Yeah, I hope not. I think you can get that here.
But listen, speaking of, well, I shouldn't, this is a wrong way to go into the segue. What do you think happened down in Sligo? What, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, see, the thing is, right? Like, it's all nice and innocent. Listen to, like, it can all progress very, very. Obviously, they arrested someone,
Yeah.
and he's a fundamentalist guy or whatever.
He's obviously crackers. Apparently, he's talking to the guards as if they're good friends. He's calling them by their first names. He called the judge by his first name. And he thinks like apparently he doesn't think there's anything wrong, that he's done nothing wrong.
Yeah, like it's extremely sad. I saw one person that posted up on Twitter or maybe it was Instagram or something, a message saying, the different and it the way that was wrote isn't going to be the way that I'm describing it now. But basically the response to that Aisling Murphy being killed compared to these two lads being murdered and the whole country were mourning with them is basically shining a light that we judge certain people differently, which this the whole thing. She was only going for a run and all that campaign, and it was a very emotive response. Whereas these two lads were killed and kind of went into the news cycle now. This news cycle very quickly, and like you live in Sligo, it's a quiet place. I think basically what they were saying was you should have got the same response.
I think it did. It got a fair response, in my opinion.
I don't know, the Aisling Murphy response. There's candlelight vigils all around her.
There was vigils for this as well. Maybe not on the same. Maybe not at the same.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think it's unfair to compare one to the other.
Yeah, I think so too. She was younger, and I'm not saying it's nothing. I don't think it's because they were gay.
Yeah,
I think they were older. They were older people. I think it's always a little bit more heartfelt when it's a younger person. And then remember, it was female as well, and that shouldn't be the case either. But that would have had probably a little bit of an effect on it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
I think it's the reaction on the Aisling Murphy thing is that it's because it's the worry of male violence on women.
Yeah,
is so pronounced. Like male on male violence is obviously disgusting and it's horrible, and what happened to those lads is just hideous. Like,
yeah, and the third man that lost his eye.
Yeah. It's I don't know what to make.
I think something else that might have had something to do with that is in the Aisling Murphy case, they didn't find the killer for a week, was it, or something like that?
Yeah. So it was in
this time. The man was practically caught that day.
Yeah.
Sure, he had a hit list and everything. He was just a crackpot. He had a list of people he was going to go through.
It's horrendous. Like, I was in Finglas earlier on. When we were chatting to you, just before I was chatting to you, I had to pick something up, and I was driving back through Finglas towards the M50, and I was at a red light, and I could see there was two fellas, and one fella wound down. They were sitting in front of me, a van and a car. The car was two cars ahead of me, right at the red lights. The van was beside me as well, and you could tell they were fucking talking to each other. And one fella started throwing stuff out the window at the other fella, right? It escalated anyway, right? And we got to the next set of lights, and then the van pulled out in front of the car and blocked off the car, got out of the car and started beating the windows of the fella in the car. Yeah, it was really kicking off. And I was like, man, this could be a gangland hit or anything. The
Yeah,
way things are going at the moment, medium things. I was like, whoa. So I was a couple of cars back, and then they were going onto the slip road onto the M50. And again, your man in the van went and pulled up. They were halfway up the ramp going onto the M50, pulled up, and the car was right behind him. I was basically pushing up against the van in front of him. Your man got out of the van again and started going back and kicking the car and stuff like that. It was fucking bananas.
so obviously they knew each other, or was it just they happened to be going the same way?
Either a feud or they knew each other, or it's a serious case of road rage.
In saying that, I wouldn't go to that extreme, but there's been times where I felt like fucking getting out and just fucking going nuts.
Oh, there's been so many days.
Yeah, but
So
you
many days.
don't, like, unless I'd never be the aggressor, but if it's a start, well then that's a different story.
Well, this is it. Like,
Although, do you know what? Do you know what I'm going to say? Motorbikes. I came across a motorbike accident a few days ago, and I just would love anyone that has a motorbike, anyone that's watching this, just think twice about overtaking. Think twice about putting that throttle down. They're deadly. They're deadly. It's one of the vices I never got into, but you have no protection, and if you think you do, you're fooling yourself.
Well, you're fucking lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's like maybe it's the fear after the drink from last night, but it's not something that I would be looking forward to getting on a bike.
No. That's the worry about fear as well. That's the only time I start worrying about death, or worrying about loved ones' deaths or whatever.
Yeah. But you know what the thing is, right? And I'm like, today I'm like, fucking could do with a couple of weeks off the beer now. Could do with but like if I do that, then I end up going on an absolute fucking rip a couple of weeks later.
That is the problem. That is the problem. Like, I haven't had a proper drink since that night with Fred. And before that, it was a couple of weeks as well. So I haven't had proper drinks in a while.
And you feel like the itch is there, like you're like,
it is. That's it. You're going through the early stages of, I'm never going drinking again, and then suddenly tomorrow I heard, you know what, it wasn't that bad, and then on Friday, you know what, I might just have one, and what harm will it do? And then suddenly you're back to square one again, and that's just the way. Like on a normal week, we'll say it wasn't a bank holiday this weekend, and you were out we'll say Saturday and Sunday night. What day is your worst day after drinking, and then when do you start feeling the itch again? On a normal day, on a normal week.
I like today's fear was self-induced because of the raucous I was bringing back to the house. So that's different, like,
That's an added fuck up.
Yeah, it was an unnecessary fuck up, like
completely.
It was a Tuesday night, and I wrote off anything productive from work today, so it means I'm going to have a longer day tomorrow to catch up on some shit. And while it was great crack at the time, but it was
always great crack at the time.
Yeah, so it's like, man, I don't think it's the day after. I think it's the day after that when the fear really hits.
Mm-hmm.
The day after, it can be, if you're hungover, you're just going to feel horrendous. You're like dying inside.
Yeah.
But it's the day after that when you're kind of back to normal.
That's how it is for me as well. It's the real blues. The blues comes on the second day, and then what helps me obviously is a couple of runs as well. Unless the thing is as well, unless there's something like a show to do, well then you have to switch off. You have to put pressure on you to switch back on again.
Yeah.
But when you've nothing planned, it's horrible. Excuse me.
I'll go through some of these comments.
We'll wrap it up soon because it's getting late.
Yeah,
And,
Chris Bell said that this took a sad turn. It did, but sure, look, isn't life all about ups and downs? Shane Hall says they reckon he was responsible for other stuff before the murders. Listen, I don't think no murderer just jumps straight into murder. It is fucking
100%.
guaranteed that he did other shit beforehand. Christy Bradley goes, it's a rabbit hole out there. People life are not taught of much more something to go with, like a Grand Theft Auto, as just a matter of press and restart. Yeah, the people are a little bit detached.
Yeah, just remember that once you take a life, that's it. You can't hit that button to bring that life back. And once you've done that, you cannot take back what you've done either.
But this is
it. So you're ruining their lives, or you're getting rid of their lives, and you're ruining your own life.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, like I know two people. I know a couple of people that have taken another life, all accidental, and like there's no way you can't be a different person after that.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Chris Perry says even he's too scared to ride a motorcycle. And Christy Bradley goes, mother advice on motorbikes: I listen to join the army and see the world, buy a bike, see the next world. Fair enough.
But look, if you're disciplined and you get a bike and you're traveling the world, that's great. But I see young fellas and they're just putting the foot down as soon as they get a bit of straightness, gone.
Well, I do that in my own car. Sometimes I fly around too quickly, or I'm in a rush, and rushing here and there. But at least in a car. Yeah, you have some protection in the car, like. Shane Hall goes, I drive for a living and see some serious shite driving out there. I've met old people reading books on back roads while driving. Some of the crazy shit. I know that I try not to use my phone too much, but yeah, like being distracted while driving is fucking, it's not good for you.
Yeah, like I'm shocking, and I'm not going to say it now.
You are really shocking. Like, for distracted driving, it's unreal. But in fairness to you, you don't drive fast.
No, I don't. And the reason I don't drive fast is
you're a fucking miserable fucker with money.
No,
I'm only messing.
The reason I don't drive fast is I drove for about 6 years with no license, no insurance, no fuck all. So when I started driving, and I learned to do all the things right. Definitely not to speed up anyway. I don't know if should I have admitted that or not. But
either way, it's when I remember when you were dropping me to Castlebar, I was going on a date with a bird before. Do you remember this? We were in your yellow van, and anyway, went to the cinema.
Were we in the yellow van?
The yellow van, yeah, at the time.
That was a heap of shit, that thing.
Yeah, it wasn't great. But anyway, fair play to you. You gave us a lift. I was going to get, I don't know, was I going to get a taxi over or whatever? And I met you in town, and you were like,
"There's no way I brought your date in the car with you, because it was only
no. I met her in Castlebar.
Okay.
Yeah. But I met you in town, and you're like, I said, I might get a taxi over or whatever, and you're like, sure, I'll drop you over. Come on, we'll get a pint first, and then I'll drop you over. So we did that. You dropped me over, and you're like, if it doesn't go well, I'll be in Castlebar. And that was in the back of my head throughout the day. I was just like, is this going well? Do I know? It's probably not, is it? Because I wanted to go on the beer and have a bit of crack. So and we did that instead, and that was a fucking great old laugh.
Yeah. Sometimes when you don't plan something, it's just as good or better.
Shane said you had Padre Pio insurance.
I did. I definitely did. Yeah, I was a naughty boy for a few years, many years. But then I got all sorted.
In fairness to you, you could pick out the guards a mile up the road better than any man I've ever met.
Yeah. I was so in tune with everything that was going on because I had to be. I couldn't speed. I couldn't be caught for speeding. I couldn't do anything. I could like seatbelt were always on.
Yeah,
Because the last like if I got caught for one thing, I was caught for everything.
yeah. Fair enough.
So,
Chris Perez goes, "Why did you not have a license?"
just didn't bother.
Yeah,
I was too busy. I was too busy at other things.
you had a dog license anyway, so you're grand.
Listen, will we wrap it up?
We will.
Thanks
Guys,
everyone
thanks
that-
a lot for watching, and please press the like button and subscribe if you haven't liked the video already. Please do hit the like button. I don't know why it does, but it'll make me and Stephen feel a little bit happier.
Very happy. I'll sleep easier tonight.
Yeah, that's all that matters. And look, cheers for all the guys, and thank you to Patrick and to Christy for your super chats. They're very, very
Cheers,
kind
guys.
of you. That's those super chats and the patrons that they're keeping Pete in jocks. Like, that's the only thing that matters.
And listen, guys, we'll have a list of we've a list of our. I know I mentioned that I'm going doing a couple of shows with Farmer Michael in May, but from the third week in June, we're starting our live tour back again, and it's going to be a good one. We're writing a new show. Well, I'm writing a new show for it, so it'll be excellent.
Excellent, guys. Look, thanks for jumping on. Steve, we'll see you later on. See you later.